Welcome to Wheel of Wisdom, a place where the right message finds you. So, now let me show you guys our Wheel of Wisdom. Okay, just a second. So, this is our Wheel of Wisdom. And as you guys can see, this wheel contains the name of 50 plus books, the best ones that I found in the last 10 years of my life. And now, what we're going to do is we're going to take a moment and ask ourselves, what do I need guidance on today? And whatever came up for you, whether it is a specific problem, a specific desire, or something in between. So hold that specific thing or question in your mind as we spin the wheel. Okay, so the book that came up for us is Fear Essential Wisdom for Getting Through the Storm by Thich Nhat Hanh. Okay, I love that. Today's quote was also by him. And then we got a book from him. And then I also see Emilia here, who somehow channeled all, the beautiful wisdom from different books from him in our previous season, again and again. So yeah, I love, what is happening in this space. So let me open this beautiful book and let's read out the message. So, this is the cover page of the book Fear Essential Wisdom for Getting Through the Storm. And now, choosing some numbers. Okay. So, my dear ones, in a moment from now, I'm going to ask you guys to pick a number. So, just pick the first number that pops up in your head, share it in the comments. I will go through all your comments and pick a number that my intuition feels most called to. So, in this way, the collective wisdom will guide us to the right message. So, the numbers between which I invite you guys to choose are 15 to 98. Here you go. So, yeah, pick the first number that pops up in your head. Yes, Amelia, exactly. Amelia says, hello, good people. Tignatha wants me to love him, and I'm resisting. And we know the reason for resisting because it was like, okay, every time Amelia was here, uh, one of his books came up again and again and again, live after live after live. Because once she said that I'm feeling that a book is going to come up from Tignatha. So yeah, Emilia got a little bit, I don't know, tired or bored. But maybe the universe is inviting you to let go of the resistance and to open your heart to, you know, to look at it, to look at the same messages, the teachings from the same person with a beginner's mind. Thank you, Poonam, for sharing a number. Thank you, Doug. Thank you, Amelia. Oh, Doug and Amelia's numbers are close. Okay. Anyone else who feels called to share a number? and receive the message that needs to come your way. Okay, then let's see which number am I feeling most called to. Okay, so the number that is coming up for me is 59 by Emilia. So, Emilia, the message from Thich Nhat Hanh for you and everyone else also in the space is, because you won't be here if you weren't meant to hear this. Okay. So the heading is Calm in the Storm. So the author says, suppose you have a lot of pain, sorrow, or fear down deep in your consciousness. Many of us have blocks of pain and suffering in the depth of our consciousness that we cannot bear to look at. We have to keep ourselves very busy to ensure that these unwelcome guests do not come and pay us a visit. We bury ourselves with other guests. We pick up a magazine or a book to read. We turn on the television or we play music. We do anything and everything we can to fill our attention with something. That is the practice of repressing. Most of us adopt this embargo response. We do not want to open the door for our fear, our sorrow, and our depression to come up. So we bring in all manners of other things to occupy us. And there are always plenty of things available to help us distract ourselves from what's happening inside. Which we know there are so many distractive things these days, right? So, um, yeah. So, especially watching television, television can be used as a kind of a drug. When the suffering is too much to bear, we sometimes turn on the television set to forget our we sometimes turn on the television set to forget our pain. It fills our living room with images and sounds. Even if what we are watching isn't satisfying, we often don't have the courage to turn off the TV. Why? Because although it's uninteresting or even disturbing, we think it's better than going home to ourselves and touching the pain within. Distraction is the policy for many of us. Some of us choose to live in a television free zone, like we have non smoking zones or non drinking zones. But many others of us practice television watching or video game playing to cover up our discomfort. Ah, so it seems like the universe is inviting you, whoever this message is resonating with, to get in touch with what is happening inside rather than running away from it, rather than distracting yourself from it with work, getting busy with something else, watching television, or some other form of distraction or repression that you might have that is, your go to. Maybe even take a look at your past few days of this week and notice when discomfort showed up for me or when discomfort shows up for me, like what is my go to? What do I tend to do most? Do I watch TV? Do I immediately go and, just unload everything on a friend? Do I complain about it? Do I go to certain substances like food or drugs or something else, or do I, let's see. Yeah, so what do I do? What is my good? Do I keep on scrolling on social media? Do I turn on the television? Like, what is my way of distracting myself from what is happening within the moment I start to feel a little uncomfortable inside? So that might, make you aware of what is your go to. So the next time you are engaging in it, you might remember to pause and come back to yourself, to tune in to what is happening inside of you, and to be there for yourself in that moment. Um, and it doesn't mean to say that watching television is bad or doing any of those things is bad necessarily, but you know, you can do those things, but you need to be intentional about it. Like, before you engage in any of those things, you ask yourself, what am I trying to achieve from here? Am I running away from something? Am I trying to, repress anything? Or is it that, I want to feel, this way or this way? And does engaging in this particular activity going to help me feel that way? You know, or in terms of running away from the pain. So, is it going to make it go away completely in the long term, or is it just, suppressing it for a while? And the moment I turn off the TV or an ad comes up, that pain is again going to, start to leak from somewhere within me, and it is going to bother me again. So, yeah, so anytime you engage in any of those things, you can be more intentional and you can become aware of what you usually do and come back to yourself. And now, for each of those things, let me share, I guess, two resources that popped up in my head. Okay, so the first one is, okay, give me a second. Yeah. So, if you do engage in watching television or scrolling social media, which are usually our go to apart from like food and substances, so if you do engage in those things, then you might want to check this particular, track out, which is called social media addiction. And this I have, taught the whole process as to how you can be more intentional about using these things instead of, completely cutting them off from your life. Um, and the second resource, when it comes to coming home to yourself, like, okay, I do not engage in that. How do I get in touch with what is happening inside of me without being overwhelmed by it, without drowning in those emotions? So, if you want to learn that aspect, then I have in the last lesson of this course that I've shared, which is called The Art of Acceptance. So in the last lesson, I take you, through a guided journey where you get to feel your feelings without getting overwhelmed by them and giving yourself the attention, the care, the love, the awareness, everything that you need in that moment to process it rather than suppressing it. And and the third thing is that if you learn what you do when discomfort shows up, you become aware of it, that okay, I'm doing this, before the activity, and you want to process it, but it is too much for you to process it. So in those moments when the intensity of what you're feeling is too high, then you might need an additional, resource, which is, using some or other form of nervous system regulation technique so that you can lower the intensity enough, just enough to process, whatever is happening within you. And there are like different ways of processing it. And I've shared one of the ways in, this course in the last lesson. And if you need, nervous system regulation tools, like if you don't have a technique yet, or if you want, to learn about like what might be the right technique for me, because there are different techniques for different states that we have from different, like for different stress responses. So there is a different technique, different group of technique for fight response, for flight response, for freeze, for complete shutdown. So because every state needs a different, some states need to like increase the energy and activation within your body, and some states need to down regulate them to, lower them in a bit, a little bit. So yeah, so if you need more tools regarding that, uh, the last resource that I want to share regarding this reading is that you might find um, a lot of techniques which you can try and see which one works for you. I haven't yet organized them by state, but you will find, all of them, like or a few of them. I'm adding more by going to my profile in the home section. When you scroll down, there is a playlist there just above my group called Nervous System Regulation Techniques. So here you will find I have like added 28 techniques here. So I hope that you would find one of them useful for you. So yeah, that's what I want to share um, regarding this reading for anyone who needed these resources. And okay, I think I missed out on Emilia's message. I was not able to read it for some reason. Okay, Emilia says, the wonderful stories I tell myself when I'm distracting myself of doing something small to feel better. It's always justified in some way. It's never, I don't want to feel low. It's always, this feels better. Okay, so yeah, so you might be okay. I would need more information regarding that. Like, what do you tend to do? What are those small things that you tend to do? And yeah, and a question that you can insert is that, okay, you don't want to feel low. What do you want to feel in those moments, and then choosing an activity based on what you need in those moments, like bypassing the feeling and actually going to the needs aspect. So feelings might lead you into doing certain things that are not healthy for you. So the moment you start to feel discomfort, you ask yourself that, what do I need in this moment? Do I need a moment of like pause, relaxation, slowing down? Do I need some stimulation? Do I need to feel safe, to feel loved, to feel respected? What is it that I need in that moment? And then choose an activity that is going to meet that need in a way that is aligned with your values. Okay. So if you want to feel happy and eating cake makes you feel happy, but it is not aligned with your values in terms of like nourishing your body, because that is not going to nourish your body in any way, then you don't go to that path. You're going to choose something else that makes you feel happy and that is also aligned with your values. So that is going to help you make a wise decision, decide what is going to be the next wise, most effective step for you in that moment. So yeah, that is what I wanted to share based on, what you mentioned in the comments. Let me know if that resonated. Uh, and okay, let me see. And if you have like difficulty, figuring out your needs, then you might want to give this a try. I created this. I love doing this practice in my own life personally. So yeah. Okay. Now let us move to our next reading. I don't see any message here yet. So yeah, let us move on to our next reading. And in case anyone else also wanted to share something about this reading, you can do so in the comments. Okay, wonderful. I'm glad to hear that, Amelia. So, my dear ones, again, bring to your mind whatever it is you need guidance on as we spin the wheel. Okay. Okay, talk about slowing down, and we got a book on it. So, the name of the book is The Things You Can See Only When You Slow Down. How to Be Calm in a Busy World by Heyman Sonim. So, give me a second to open this beautiful book. I really love, like, it has like very short form of wisdom. So yeah, I really like this book. It always leads to something amazing. Okay, so give me a second. So this is the cover page of our book. The things you can see only when you slow down. How to be calm and mindful in a peaceful world. In a fast paced world. Sorry, okay. Ah, oh, I wish it was more peaceful as well. Okay. So choosing some numbers for our game. So, my dear ones, I invite you guys to pick a number between 17 to 124. And again, there is no need to rush. Just see which number pops up in your head, share it in the comments. I will randomly, based on my intuition, pick a number that I'm feeling most called to. Thank you, Robin. Thank you, Amelia. I was just going to share that there are like 24 people who joined here, and then the last number is 124. And then we got a number from Amelia, which is 24. Very aligned, Amelia. Okay. Anyone else who feels called to share a number? Thank you, Poonam. Okay, seems like everyone who wanted to share a number has done so. Okay, thank you, Doug. So, thank you, V. Oh, interesting. We chose other number, another number rather than 77. Okay, so yeah, let's see which number am I feeling most called to. And now I see why you felt called to 66 because I'm also feeling called towards 66. So let's go with page number 66, chosen by V. Let's see what is the message that wants to come through for V and anyone else who needs to hear it. Okay. So there is a message on this page which starts with a quote by His Holiness the Dalai Lama. The quote is: whether we like it or not, we are all connected, and it is unthinkable to be happy all by oneself. Again, whether we like it or not, we are all connected, and it is unthinkable to be happy all by oneself. The whole universe is contained in an apple wedge in a lunchbox. Apple tree, sunlight, cloud, rain, earth, air, farmer's sweat, are all in it. Delivery truck, gas, market, money, cashier's smile are all in it. Refrigerator, knife, cutting board, mother's love are all in it. Everything in the whole universe depends on one another. Now think about what exists in you. The whole universe is in us. So that was the beautiful reminder that came our way. Let me know, V, if it resonated with you, if there is a lesson, a mantra, a reminder, an affirmation that you would like to take away from this reading into your day. And I loved that when I was reading the quote, whenever it was the letter, like, the word we, it's it felt like we, your name. Poonam says, indeed, we all need each other to make a beautiful community. Exactly, And I love this practice, how it, you know, introduce the practice of mindful eating, where we reflect on the whole journey of the food in front of us in our plate, and we remember that this for this food to come in front of us, there has been so many people and so many factors and so many things, like the whole entire universe conspired in a way for that food to appear in your plate. And then there is, and then how this uh like ended, how this led to, reflecting on us ourselves, like what all is within us, that how we are connected to everything and how everything is within us, So it was like a beautiful ending, or maybe a starting of a beautiful reflection, a beautiful contemplation, that sometimes you might feel that you're very small, that you're very incapable, that maybe your existence don't matter, but so many factors, has so many things have to align for you to exist in this moment, in this time, wherever you are. So never forget that, and never doubt your own value, your own worth, your own, existence. So yeah, that is what came up for me. Poonam says, if we didn't have internet, this book, this page, and the number from V, and lovely Anisha reading to us, we may not have heard this message. Ah, I love Poonam. She's taking action right at this moment. Love this. Thank you for this beautiful reflection and, helping us see the vastness of this very moment, Poonam. I loved it. That is so beautiful. V says, absolutely. I heard it loud and clear. Interconnected and we are interconnected in many ways and need each other. Exactly. Exactly. Emilia says, beautiful reminder of our oneness. Yes, it was. It was like a beautiful message, and then like a whole experiential, or, a reflection. So, yeah, it was like perfect in every way. Okay, thank you guys for sharing your reflections and your thoughts on this reading. And I'm thinking, should we do one more reading? Should we not? Hmm. Okay, let's do one more reading for today. So, the final reading. So, if you have a question that hasn't been answered, yes, definitely we. If you are requesting, we're going to go ahead with it. So, so my dear ones, again, bring to your mind anything that you need guidance on as we spin the wheel. So we ask, it is given. Ask and it is given. So all you had to do was ask. Okay, so the name of the book is Ask and It Is Given by Esther and Jerry Hicks, The Teachings of Abraham. And this book, so I don't have the original book, like the original PDF of this book, because I didn't plan on doing this. But I have my notes from this book. So I'm going to open them and we're going to do like a collective reading for this particular book. Or maybe I have the book, I think. Okay, give me a second. Okay. Just a minute. Okay, I have the book, but I'm still feeling called to do a collective reading using my notes. So let's go ahead with that. Yeah, so these are my notes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to close my eyes and scroll through them until I feel like this is the section that everyone here needs to hear from. Okay, so as I close my eyes, you can also do the same and bring to your mind what you need guidance on, or just open yourself to whatever wants to arrive. Okay, so let's go ahead. Okay, that was quick. So the author says, we are giving this to you by way of helping you understand there is an unlimited stream of well being and abundance of all manner of things available to you at all times. But you must be in alignment with the receiving of those things. You cannot stand in resistance of them and receive them at the same time. Under some conditions, you feel utterly blessed, and under others, you feel not so blessed. And it is our desire that as you read this book, you will come to understand that to the degree you feel blessed and expect good things to flow to you, this indicates the level of your state of allowing. And to the degree that you do not feel blessed, where you do not expect good things to come to you, this indicates your degree of resistance. When you drive your vehicle from place to place, you have an awareness of your starting place as well as an awareness of where you are going. You accept that you cannot get there instantly. You accept that you cannot get there instantly. You accept that you will travel the distance and in time you will arrive at your destination. And while you may feel anxious to get there, and maybe even tired of the journey, you do not get so discouraged at the midway mark that you just turn around and go back to your starting place. You do not drive back and forth from your starting point to the midway point, and then finally collapse from the never ending journey. You do not announce your inability to accomplish your journey. You accept the distance between your starting place and where you desire to be, and you continue to move in the direction of your destination. You understand what is required and you do it. And we want you to come to know that the journey between where you are and where you want to be on all subjects can be just as easily understood. What a beautiful, again, reminder. All of these are just reminders of things that we already know at the deepest level, and we just need to hear them at the right moment sometimes, when we forget about them, when we give up all hope. So, yeah, so the first part was around, in a way, gratitude, in a way, feeling blessed, in a way, feeling like you deserve those good things, right? So, when you do that, when you believe that way, then you are in alignment with, all of those things that you deeply, deeply desire, and they come to you. So, the first invitation is to maybe practice more gratitude, and then to also move towards trust that this is where I am right now. This is how I want my life to look like. This is how I want myself to be like. And to remember, this beautiful analogy, I loved, the example that the author used to help us understand that where we are and where we want to be, there might be some gap between that, and that gap frustrates us sometimes. But you know with sometimes when we are practicing like manifestation or stuff like that, we expect things to happen instantly, and there are certain methods that also says that you need to imagine that as if they have already happened, but it's more about tuning into the feeling aspect of it to come into alignment. Another beautiful way to come into alignment with what you want. So yeah, so to remember that, you know to move from where you are to where you want to be, it might be taking some time right now, but it doesn't mean that it is never going to happen. It doesn't mean that you don't have the capability to move, to get that thing to move closer to what you want. And yeah, and to not go back and forth again and again, again and again, because it is only going to increase your journey, but to trust that things are unfolding. All of those things are coming your way, whatever it is that you want, and to trust that, and also to take actions towards that, to know that what is required of you. So you have to drive, otherwise you won't just magically appear to the other place, right? So you have to take those actions. You have that destination in your mind, you have that clarity, you trust that you're going to get there, that things are unfolding, in your favor, and you take the action. You do what you can do in terms of wherever you are right now. And that's how you move closer to what you deeply, deeply desire. So yeah, I loved this whole you know uh, in a way journey that this reading took us on. And I hope that you can also feel more blessed. You can also trust yourself and have, you know, uh, this persistence to keep going, to keep on taking those actions that would take you towards, whatever it is that you desire. So, yeah, that's it for this reading. Let me know if this reading resonated with you. This was like a collective reading for everyone. And yeah, and I guess it like perfectly blends with the meditation that I just released. So it is from the Wheel of Wisdom series, and I released that meditation. It is titled For Anyone Who is Feeling Behind in Life. So, yeah, if you resonated with this reading, you might want to check it out. It is a free meditation, so in case you don't have premium, you can still access it. And I hope that you will like it. It would help you continue this mindset, within yourself, to have that patience, to have that trust, and to keep going. So, thank you so much for, staying till the end, for tuning in. And Sarah says, thank you. That was perfect. I am really glad that, you received what you needed in a way, Sarah, from this space. And it is lovely to have you here. So, my dear ones, and I hope that, all of you have received something of value from the space, whether it was the meditation that we did, which was like a morning smiling meditation based upon today's quote, or whether it was the readings, the reflection, anything, or the energy from the space. I hope that there's something valuable that you're carrying from this space into the rest of your day or into tomorrow if it is night for you. So yeah, uh, Winnie says thank you, Winnie, for tuning in and staying till the end. And for those of you who are regular here and who knows what I'm going to say next, and if you wish to, leave the live and do something else in case you have something, then you're welcome to say goodbye. Um, and for those who are new to the space, who are new to me, I would request you to stay for 5 more minutes, so that I can share with you all the resources that I have created for you guys, so that you know that there's something out there and you can, check out the right resource that you need at this moment, the right guidance or support. So, yeah. So let me take a sip of water and then I'm going to share where you can find all of those resources. So my lovely, amazing, beautiful beings. uh, so there are 3 places where you can find all of the resources that I have created for you guys. The first place is by going to my profile. Okay, let me first say goodbye to Poonam. Poonam says, time for me to say goodbye as I am going to bed. Nighttime here. Thank you so much, Anisha. Thank you, Poonam, for tuning in and staying till the end. I hope that you have a beautiful, calming, peaceful sleep and sweet dreams. And I hope to see you again in my live day after tomorrow. It is around the same time. Okay. So, yeah, for the new people here in the space, yeah, so the first place where you can find all of the resources that I have created is going to my profile, going to the home section there, scrolling down. And this was the meditation that I referred to for anyone who feel, behind in their life. Okay, yeah. So scrolling down, you will see there is a playlist section just above my group called World of Wisdom, where I share the summaries of these lives within like 10 minutes of the live getting over. So if you want, you can join this community with 147 other beautiful beings. But, anyways, coming to the first place, so you see the playlist section, and I have created like 5 playlists for you guys. And I'm just going to name them in case there is something that resonates with you and you want to check it out later. So, the first is a free 21-day mindfulness challenge. Then, second is nervous system regulation techniques. Then, third is Wheel of Wisdom Pick a Meditation. So, this is like the game that we play here, where you pick a number. Here, you pick a meditation, or the universe pick a meditation for you. So, I've shared the instructions in the playlist itself. And all the tracks here in this playlist are also completely free, so that in case you don't have premium, you can still access them. Thanks to all the donations that have came through these lives. Then coming to the fourth, which is little reminders for you. So if you struggle with negative thinking, you might want to check this out. And the final one is therapy tools and techniques. So if you want to learn about different, techniques from different therapy approaches, you can check it out and see if there is a problem that you have, which I have a technique on. So you can try it out. So yeah, this is the first place. The second place is the courses section. You will find all seven of my courses here. So you can check them out in your own time. I have courses regarding negative thoughts, limiting beliefs, acceptance, curiosity, beginner's mind, living more mindfully. So yeah, stuff like that. And the final place is by going to my about section of my profile. So if you want to know more about my offerings, more about me, or if you want to work more personally with me, or if you want to access the recording of these lives, so everything else is here. So you will find every other offering here as well. So I hope that you, found something from what I shared, something resonated with you, something aligned with what you need right now, and that you received the right support through these resources. So, thank you so much for listening to me so patiently. I really, really appreciate you staying till the end. I appreciate you joining in and sharing your beautiful energy with all of us. It really means a lot to me to that you choose to spend your precious, precious time with me here. And that's it. So I bow down to the divine within each and every one of you. Namaste. May you all be safe. May you all be happy. May you all be healthy. May you all live with ease. Thank you. Emilia says, thank you always for sharing this wonderful space with us. Thank you, Emilia, for tuning in. It was lovely to have you here again. Sarah says, nay. Nay. Uh, was it yay or okay? I didn't got that. So Sarah, can you please elaborate? Thank you, Amelia, for this kind donation. I so appreciate your support, your generosity, your love. Thank you, and your presence. It is always so fun to have you in the lives. So, thank you so much for coming back here again. And I hope to see you here again day after tomorrow or whenever time permits for you. So, yeah. Ah, so, when I thought of a wish for you, an image of like the leaves, falling from the tree came up for me. So I hope that may you be able to let go of anything that is not serving you in your life right now. Anything that is weighing on you, anything that is making you doubt yourself, anything that do not add meaning and joy to your life. So may you be able to let go of all of that. Sarah says mistake. Okay, that's all right. Sarah says sending love and light. Thank you, Sarah, and sending, a lot of love and light back to you too. Okay, guys, so I hope to see you guys day after tomorrow. Till then, take care. Bye. Hi, Anastasia. We were just leaving, but it's nice to see your face as we wrap this live. So, thank you for your love and for your beautiful presence. And I hope to see you again day after tomorrow. So yeah, and if you feel like staying with me or with my presence a while since you tuned in, I invite you to check out my latest meditation. It is a free meditation which is for anyone who feels behind in their life. So yeah, in case that resonates, you can check it out. It would help you, trust life more in a way. So yeah, so take care. Bye bye. Have a lovely day. or night? Okay, lovely. Thank you, Anastasia. I hope that you enjoy it.